Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be discussing what if Naruto befriended Kurama earlier. So let's get into it. The night of the 9th year's attack. Kushina, the wife of the 5th Hokage, had just given birth in a secret place only known to a few select people. When suddenly, while almost done giving birth, a masked man appears in the room, having killed the guards in front of the hideout. The masked man tries to grab Kushina. The 5th Hokage grabs her and uses his flying Rasen to escape. They escape, but Obito follows them, manages to grab Kushina, extracting the Minatos out of her. But in this story, Kushina and Kurama actually have a friendship. While not being as close as Naruto and Kurama, it's much better than in canon. As a last wish from Kushina, before Kurama is extracted from her, Kushina asks Kurama to help whoever gets to be the next Jinchuriki. Minato comes to save his wife, but it's too late. Minatos is already under control by the masked man. Minato uses the flying Rasen to get his wife with his newborn son. After that, the events would go on as in canon for a while. But while Naruto is pushed against the ground by Sasuke, Naruto enters his dream escape for the first time. He sees Kurama for the first time and they start talking. At first, Naruto is scared of Kurama, as any child would. But due to Kushina's last wish to Kurama comforts Naruto. Naruto and Kurama start to become friends over a longer period of time, though I don't think Naruto will use the power of Kurama unless some actually needed. Naruto will probably not graduate the Neji school earlier since it won't be needed for him to use Kurama's attacks or anything, but he still stinks at the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto gets tempted to steal the scroll by Mizuki. He does and learns the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Maybe even something else. Due to the guidance of Kurama, he could learn something different, along with the Shadow Clone Jutsu. But you guys can pick what he learns from a set of already established jutsus in the anime. Naruto still beats up Mizuki with even greater power than in canon due to the natural flow of Kurama and Naruto. Naruto passes to Ninja Academy and still gets into the same team as canon, Team 7. The leader is Kakashi. The battle test will be different due to the extreme power of Naruto. Naruto fights Kakashi with as much force as his base allows, though it would not be enough for Kakashi. Kakashi would be pushed against the wall, but he could always activate his Sharingan if absolutely needed, though he should make sure that Sasuke doesn't. Naruto retreats into the woods and finds Sasuke hiding in a tree. They discuss some plans for a direct attack on Kakashi, but then Sakura finds them and they discuss a very detailed plan. Kakashi goes back to the fields of the exam and looks for them. First comes what seems to be Sakura to act as a distraction. Sakura used the clone jutsu and attacks with the clones going in later so that Kakashi attacks the one in the back first. The one hit, they disappear, of course. Kakashi attacks what he thinks is the real Sakura, but one hit, it reveals that it's actually Sasuke. Sasuke activates the Sharingan and attacks with Naruto and Sakura jumping out from the trees to attack Kakashi from the back. Kakashi decides to actually go out. Naruto hits Kakashi from the back and throws him to Sasuke. Sasuke uses the Fireball Jutsu to throw Kakashi into the air. Kakashi does some acrobatics and lands back on the ground, and says, "You pass, good job." The events would go as in canon for the D-rank missions, so we won't be covering them here. Now it's time for a personal favorite arc of mine, the Land of Waves saga. Naruto, after numerous D-rank missions, wants to do a C-rank mission instead, and that's the third Hokage for one. This would go as in canon. Also, one thing I forgot to mention was that nobody knows about Naruto's friendship with Kurama. The Master Bridge Maker Tazuna arrives to see his guards, and starts to insult them. Naruto gets a little frustrated at this, but Kakashi says to ignore it. On the way to the bridge, they get attacked by the Mist Shinobi, and defeat them pretty easily. Kurama guides Naruto through the mission and tells him to be on high alert at all times. Naruto again sees in the distance a man walking towards them and tells Kakashi. Kakashi instantly recognizes the man as Zabuza, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. Kakashi attacks Zabuza. Zabuza defends himself, and then Kakashi says, "Zabuza, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist village. It will be an honor to kill you." This event would go as similar as in canon. Taku is still acting like she's an Anbu and preparing to execute Zabuza. But of course that is not true as in canon. And also, I'd like to mention that Haku and Naruto still have the same interaction as in canon. After resting a day or two, Tazuna and Tereska go to the place where the bridge is going to be built. Then, Zabuza and Haku find them. Haku fights Sasuke and Naruto as in canon. At first, things don't really change for Sasuke and Naruto, but when Sasuke gets attacked and is poisoned, Naruto gets angry and transforms into his Kurama chakra mode. Though I don't really have an artist, so I'm just going to have to use an adult Naruto Kurama chakra mode. So just pretend that he's still his team form. Naruto goes to attack Haku, and with his speed, he can't be hit at all by Haku. Naruto goes for a right hook and it hits Haku, knocking him out in one punch. Naruto picks up Sasuke and goes through the mirror to put Sasuke in a safer place. Naruto goes to Kakashi and punches Zabuza square in the face, and knocking him out. Not killing him, since Kurama is not making him angry, since it's a cooperative form. That means that both Haku and Zabuza survive this situation. But of course, this is not the end of the arc. Gato and his men attack with his henchmen, saying to hand Zabuza and Haku over. But Naruto is seeing some good in Haku and Zabuza when Zabuza realizes Haku was defeated and decides to help them by defeating Gato and his men. Kakashi asks Naruto what has happened to him. Naruto says he'll explain it all later. But first, they need to kill or knock out Gatos and his men. Kakashi says to kill them since they are threats to the mission overall. Naruto obliges and goes to kill them. Naruto is way stronger than in canon, of course, so he's easily able to beat them. And Gato gets scared and offers to hire Naruto as one of his henchmen. Naruto does not want to work for Gato, so he just throws him off the bridge and killing him. Sasuke wakes up after being healed royal by Kakashi. Kakashi and Naruto go to the Leaf village to ask the Hokage what to do with Zabuza and Haku. On the way back to the village, Kakashi asks Naruto what that form was. Naruto says, I don't really know myself. Kurama, in Naruto's mind, explains that he is almost a perfect Jinchuriki. Though, Kurama says that there's one thing suppressing his chakra, which is a seal. Naruto asks what he means, and Kurama explains the story of his parents, and also explains the seal at first. At first, Naruto was shocked that his best friend, which is Kurama of course, killed his parents. But Kurama lies to him and says he was under control by masked men. When Naruto and Kakashi get to the Leaf village, they explain to the third Hokage what happened on the mission. But Kakashi asks the third Hokage if he, him, and Naruto can talk privately. Kakashi explains to the third Hokage about Naruto's weird form. The third Hokage asks Naruto to show the form and what he means. Naruto briefly enters the Kurama chakra mode. The third Hokage can sense the chakra being emitted from Naruto and is surprised about a child being able to have such a big chakra, and he's surprised and asks Naruto how he got his weird form. Naruto then explains his friendship with Kurama, which somehow with Kurama actually is able to explain this pretty much perfectly. The third Hokage excuses them. Kakashi goes back to the bridge to complete the mission while Naruto goes home to rest. Naruto talks to Kurama about how he can erase his suppression. Kurama explains to go into his dreamscape and tear the seal off his cage. Naruto goes to do that, but before he can, his father, the third Hokage, shows up and holds Naruto down from erasing the seal. Naruto says, "Ow! Stop that!" Minato apologizes. Naruto asks who he is, and Minato answers, "Well, I used to be the fourth Hokage. You can call me Dad." Naruto screams, "What?" and looks at Kurama as if he's looking for the truth. Kurama nods in agreement. Naruto asks, "Why are you here? You're supposed to be dead." Minato answers, "Well, I appeared because I used a jutsu as a safety measure for if you were going to ensue the Nine Tails." Naruto asks, "But why?" Minato answers, because we'll get out of control." Naruto answers, "But I have known him since I was like 4. He was always nice." Minato looks shocked at his son, turning to Kurama. Kurama says, "It's the truth. Kushina asked me to have the boy out." Minato says, "Well, let me talk to Naruto for a while." Naruto and Minato go to a special place in the dreamscape and they start talking about Naruto's life. Minato mentions I know that one point you're going to pull off the seal. It's so young, I was not expecting that. But then again, I did not know what he's going to do it, so it does not count. Naruto and Minato talk for a bit, and Naruto manages to get permission from Minato to enter Kurama. Naruto does so and gets out of the dreamscape. He immediately feels a difference. Naruto goes back to the bridge and they complete the mission. The bridge would still be called the Naruto Bridge as in canon. When Naruto and Team 7 got back to the village, they go to the Hokage to get a reward. Naruto also asks what's going to happen to Zabuza and Haku. Third answers, well, we haven't decided yet. So for now, they're under heavy guard. Kakashi goes with Team 7 to the forest to learn a few things about chakra, like tree walking and walking on water. But while Sasuke and Sakura are doing that, Kakashi and Naruto are training to have more control over Naruto's Kurama chakra mode. Naruto fights Kakashi in his base form, thinking that it's a test to see what his limits without his form is. Kakashi says, go into that form, that's what his training is for. Naruto enters the Kurama chakra mode and attacks Kakashi. Kakashi activates his Sharingan and dodges Naruto for a while. But one attack is too fast to see coming, but he does have enough time to block. As he does so, Kakashi's arm starts to bleed a lot. Naruto looking in horror at what he had done to Kakashi. Kakashi says it's fine, but you just need to get your power under control, or else you will be a huge menace to society. A few days of training go by and Naruto manages to get more control over his Kurama chakra mode. Kakashi decides to enter Team 7 into the Chunin exams. They go to the third Hokage to enter. Uraka still does not agree with the logic that they should enter the Chunin exams and they are fresh out of the academy. The third says, I get where you're coming from, Uraka-sensei, though with the cooperation and power the team has shown already, they will surely be able to make it. Uraka stands down, leaving the door of the Hokage. Due to it still being a few more days till it's time for the Chunin exams, Naruto and Sasuke train together. Sasuke uses his Sharingan to be able to dodge more. Naruto and Sasuke make a few plans for the Chunin exams and make a few new jutsus, and one they called combined fireball jutsu, which of course is two fireballs coming together in one, making a giant fireball. Sakura feels left out and weak. Sakura thinks about a way to catch up and can't find a way yet. Team 7 goes to the written portion of the Chunin exams, with Rock Lee still challenging Sasuke, as in canon. Sasuke is stronger than in canon, so we will be covering it here. Sasuke starts the battle with a kunai throw aiming at Rock Lee's face, but Lee dodges it. Lee runs up to Sasuke and goes for a punch, but Sasuke could see this coming with his Sharingan, so he easily dodges it. Sasuke uses the fireball just to push Lee to the end of the arena. But then my guy shows up and punishes Lee for insulting Sasuke. Lee apologizes to Sasuke. The written part of the exam won't go any different, so we won't be covering them here. Round 2 of the exams would go different, though for a while things stayed don't go different for anybody though. Now it's time for Orochimaru vs Naruto. Naruto starts the fight in his base form. Orochimaru punches Naruto around for the beginning, but then Naruto transforms into his Kurama chakra mode. Orochimaru looks surprised and sees potential in Naruto and thinks I might have to use that. Of course I am referring to the cursed seal mark. Orochimaru has a single opening and uses it on him. Naruto goes unconscious and Orochimaru leaves him alone. After Naruto wakes up, he goes to Sasuke and Sakura and helps them get the scroll they need. This would go in canon basically because I don't really see this changing. Then they go to the middle of the forest and turn in their scrolls. They pass the exam and go to the preliminaries. Most of the fights would go as in canon, except of course Naruto and Kiba's. Though I don't think Naruto would go into his Kurama chakra mode unless needed, since he is way smaller than in canon. Naruto starts the fight with going in for a fast punch. It hits Kiba in the face, but Akamaru tackles Naruto to the ground along Kiba to hit Naruto in the stomach. Naruto jumps back up, kicking Kiba down. He goes in for an attack, but Akamaru bites his arm. Naruto gets Akamaru off of him and goes for a punch square in Kiba's face. Kiba transforms with Akamaru and they attack Naruto together, as in canon. But Naruto punches Akamaru away and he hits the ground, transforming into his dark form. Naruto uses his Shadow Clone Jutsu to surround them. Every single one of them used a fireball jutsu on the two in the middle, ending the match. The rest of the preliminaries would go ahead in canon, with minor changes between them. Side note, Naruto is still safely with Shikamaru as in canon. Now it's time for the training with Jiraiya. They meet as in canon and go to do some water walking training, but Jiraiya sees the curse seal mark on Naruto. Side note, Kakashi still did the same thing to Naruto as he did with Sasuke in canon. Jiraiya notices that Orochimaru was the one who placed it on Naruto, and decides to train him to help control his power. Naruto starts to train with Jiraiya every day, but Jiraiya would still get distracted by the women as in canon. Naruto also still trains his physical body as in canon. Jiraiya also sees that his seal is basically non-existent. Jiraiya asks Naruto about it. Naruto answers with an explanation of his friendship with Kurama, and also mentioning his encounter with Minato. Jiraiya is surprised at this, but decides to just continue the training with the curse seal mark. This would go really well, since Jiraiya knows Orochimaru better than basically anyone. At the end of the month, Naruto would have pretty good control over his first form of the curse seal mark, and a little bit of the second form of it too. Naruto would also have been training his physical body so that he can be overall a better fighter. This would make Naruto way stronger than in canon without even using his chronological mode. After the month has ended, Naruto goes to the Chunin exam finals. Naruto vs Neji Yuga begins. Neji starts to speak about faith as in canon. Neji insults Hinata, which is a huge mistake, as Naruto enters his chronological mode, with Orochimaru smiling from behind his mask. All the spectators, including the Sun Shinobi, look surprised at Naruto's power. Naruto goes in for the fight, with Neji and tries to run up from behind him, flicking his forehead so that he goes straight to the wall. Naruto goes up from behind him again and smacks him back to the middle. The stadium can't even see their battle because it's basically just a bunch of blurs and dust fighting each other. Neji would try to resist, but he just wouldn't be able to since he doesn't have the raw power able to surpass Naruto's. Neji uses his 8 Trigun forms pulse to get Naruto away from him, but Naruto is able to counter it with a fireball jutsu, destroying the Trigun. But that's where I'm going to be ending this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I spent a lot of time editing and making this video, and if you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See y'all!